Because the schools are there, the schools of, that teach us everything.
Yeah.
Why did you sit down as Daniel and your colleagues to bring up that association to which you subscribe to as the president of the association?
So the association, the Uganda Financial Literacy Association, it comes under the Strategy for Financial Literacy in Uganda. And this is a government document. The secretariat is Bank of Uganda,
Yes.
but also they're working together with Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
So as Uganda was building up towards the Vision 2040, the finance sector had to make an input, of course.
Yeah.
And if you've seen, for most of very many programs that government, civil society, and private sector have come up to empower our communities, one of the biggest challenges that there has been is that actually it has not been money.
Yeah.
The money is there,
Yeah.
but the ability to use that money and grow it has been the challenge.
Yeah.
So financial illiteracy has been one of the biggest impediments for successful government programs or any other interventions amongst communities. And of course, it is for a fact. So as I said, for you to get sustainable socio-economic development, or for you to progress economically as a people or financially as a people, there must be a certain degree of education or awareness, but also a certain degree of inclusion in terms of financial inclusion. You must be able to understand the basics of banking, the basics of how do I get a loan and what kind of loan and how do I assess this, the basics of how do I plan for my old age, the basics of there's something they call financial resilience, but how do I make sure that if disaster happens, I can still maintain. If I lose my job, I can still survive for another 6 months. If I get money, where do I invest? How do I look out for our ferry?
Yeah.
So you'll find that many programs will take money, give it to the people, and hope, because the problem was you ask people, they say we don't have capital. So you say we give you money, and then still 10 years down the road, impact is not there. So for us to achieve the level of development we want as a nation, financial literacy had to be part of the game plan. So the industry came up with, Bank of Uganda brought together different industry players, capital markets, regulators, capital markets, insurance regulatory, and all that. And they said, let's come up with the basic modules that every Ugandan must have the basics on for them to be able to make sound decisions, or at least for them to start their journey into financial freedom and into financial prosperity. And so there are 8 modules that were made, and trainings were started for training of trainers in those 8 modules. Yeah. So over the last 10 years, we have about 2,500 individuals that have been trained in those 8 modules to go ahead and train others. And so about 3 years ago, I also happened, I was lucky to attend one of those trainings. And so together with the other colleagues, we said, now it's high time we form the association, because almost 28 million Ugandans and